It was at this moment Jackson knew. He fucked up.
With their own collide. One course. One course. One course. Profane.
USB mini charging port. Works with my Kunlun plug and also with my Note 4's plug. So this is basically just a mini USB headphone out. This is the bottom of the device, so the headphone is actually coming out the bottom. Turn it to the side and you can see the screw for the amp module, the single TF or MSD card. You've got the power button, volume up and down. You can see that it's got raised glass. On the top it's got a coaxial out. I said in the unboxing it was an optical like a moron, but it's the line out for your amp, or coaxial out. And then on the other side you've got another set of rocker switches, which can be, I believe, next track, previous track, or fast forward rewind. I believe that they can be set to do either or. And then below that you've got a play pause, and then you've got the screw for the amp module again. And that is a rotated carousel view. Of the FiiO X7 DAP. Okay, this is a demonstration of the removal of the amp. It comes with a special tip. It's like a six-sided tip. You've got screws on either side. Screws are quite small. Be careful when you don't lose that. I can see why they've given extras, because these are quite small. It's been mentioned that some people question why use screws at all. I don't have an opinion one way or the other. I don't know how often I would be changing amps and if it's that big a deal. I'd like it to be secure. Once you've removed the two screws, you simply pull down and you're greeted with the amp module and the base of the device itself. The amp module it reminds me of a Nintendo game from way back. This is kind of the way that you would plug it in. It's very light, which leads me to believe that it's not very powerful. It did okay with my ASGs at pushing them. I could have used more. As you can tell, I'm pretty much done with the review, and I'm getting ready to move on. And show you one more time how I would do this if I were you, is I would line it up right here and simply press, and there you go. Okay, this is the start screen. Swipe back in, no recent apps, home. This is something that is this is a very efficient music player compared to Onkyo, has had many updates and power amp, etc. I really kind of expected this to be in much worse shape than it is. And the only thing that I can say that I'm not getting, this album art in the background that's kind of faded out is an image that's on the device, so this is not a collection of my albums, and that would be cool. And if it was here, that would be cool too. It's very blue on the video screen, but up front it's kind of a grayish color that I'm looking at right now. I don't understand what there's no, if I hold my finger here, if I swipe here, pull up, down, there's no secret gestures. I don't understand what this entire area is for. See, we got Adam's Apple. Go in. So, Toys in the Attic Classic. There's a little 3 dots right here. Tap that, and there's a little I for info. Click it, and this is very nice. Toys in the Attic, title Adam's Apple. Track number 3, file size 182 megabytes, FLAC, 5,554 kilobits per second, and a sample rate of 192 kilohertz. It's a very good file. Confirm. The way that this, cuts the thing in half, I guess this would be nice if this could slide out, or I could drop it, and I guess having everything right in front of you, but as a visual person, it would be nice if I could tap something and this would take me out of the full. I don't want to see maybe this would drop out or something like that. Go into EQ. I can adjust the EQ, as you can see. Reacts, there's 10 bands. Whatever you leave is going to turn out to be the user defined. So rock, pop, rock, metal, user defined. The amount of presets that you're going to be able to use with this, I'm not sure yet. It just seems to save whatever the last thing that I did was. It's pretty cool. This upper EQ reminds me kind of Hibby or Neutron. I can't remember which one, but it's got kind of the same thing. It's a good EQ, and it's also got 31 and 62 hertz sliders, and I'm a bass head, so I need that. So nothing wrong with that. So EQ, Bluetooth, if you want to favorite something, you would hit that. You can get all your info over here, or I suppose you could delete the track. If you wanted to create a playlist, it would be right there if I want to play the next track. And this is doing it out of alphabetical order. Earth, Wind, and Fire. After Thrill is Gone, Eagles. So this is taking the bottom half of the cover art and then reprojecting it below the progress bar, which is interesting. It'd be nice if I could adjust the transparency of this, because it's a little heavy, and sometimes it's hard to tell what it's. Now I know what it is because that's a very bright album. Drop this. I can select the brightness, pure music mode settings, battery, Bluetooth on or off, the audio settings. I believe I've done this. Pretty simple. Line controls, multifunctional output, line outer, SPDIF, gain, higher low, and then left right balance, and brightness, and Wi-Fi. I'm not going to hit that because it'll start to look for mine, and that's a battery killer. This will tell you what stuff you've got going, and as with any Android, what you would just do is get rid of it, and then that's gone. So whenever you're listening to music, if you want to make sure that you've got all of the resources, as much battery and processing power, dedicated to what you're doing, make sure that this is empty, or get rid of everything that you don't need. Albums, genre, folder. This will take you to the SD card, which will take me to my music, which is another way to navigate your music files. Overall, I'm impressed with the music player. Remember, this is a music device, so this is what I'm going to focus on. Hit this over here. I've got timer for the music app. I'll cancel that. Scan for songs. I can do that manually, or I can scan the device, or I can scan a particular folder. UI personalization. I can select which 3 things are going to be in that bar. That's it's got the album on the top and then the big blank area on the bottom. So you can select. I can take out playlists and then put in DLNA and confirm. Gapless playback. I can select that or not. Inline remote, balance, resume, play through folders, others, help, which, as Joe showed, is in Chinese at this point that I'm reviewing it. I'm sure it'll be changed to English, and that'll help a lot. Again, so as you can see, this is switched, the icon that I have here. The only thing that I can say, because I'm reviewing a music player, and so the music app, and I don't want to download a music app because this is a music player with its own app. The amount of space dedicated to nothing right here is a nitpick that I have. Navigating for a song, it's not a problem at all. It's very fast. Somebody mentioned that they thought this was not as good as the X5's navigation or something, and I thought that was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever read ever. This is absolutely fantastic, and the error recovery speed is fantastic. If I make a mistake or do something, I can just, what do I want? Oops, that's the wrong one, or get out of here and go back home, get back into the folder. I think, I'll just go search by album. Best of the Doobies. That's the one that I wanted. Okay, there we go. The ability to move through this relative to the previous FiiO from the devices. I have the X5. I know by doing themes and people that did themes for the V2, they're very, very similar in the way that they react. They have a deep sleep in the second generations of the 3 and the 5, but they're not. They still have a scroll wheel, and drilling down takes multiple clicks, and then you got to get back out. So in no way is it similar to this. Not at all. This is very fast. I can do whatever I want. I want to listen to this one. I want to listen to that. I'm in. I changed my. Wait a second. Which one is this? Okay. All right. That's that one. Yeah, I don't want to listen to this one. I want to go to that other one. What was the name of that song? The ability to maneuver is very smartphone-like. So, if you're wanted like a smartphone type of device as a music player, then this is pretty much this is the future right here, and it looks like FiiO was the first one to do that. So, dinging them for missteps doesn't. I'm not going to give this thing dings. For a firmware that might be updated on the same day that I post or review it. It simply doesn't make sense. As a hardware and the device and the way it's balanced and the way it's designed and what it does and the quality of the sound, which is what this is all about, is what this is. I'm supposed to review it. The the firmware of the FiiO X7, which is 2 generations old, was just updated for the final time a few days ago. So I'm not gonna ding something because it might not even be a point of issue within a couple days of me posting my review. So I won't do that. The next step of this video will be the final impressions of this one. So, and that'll be it. Okay, I had to do this because this is my main player. It's a Note 4 with a Wi-Fi on the back, and I'm reviewing the X7, which is a dedicated DAP. Things about it that are lacking for me are size, mainly. And I had this thing boxed up and ready to go, and because I'm reviewing the item, but I wanted to know, A being this as best as I could. This is, I'll go into EQ, and EQ is off right now. I'm not using EQ. This is both of my files. A being back and forth with a pair of dual BA and dynamic driver Arsonics ASG 2.5s to see if this is a purchase that I'd like to make, and I'm actually quite happy with where I am right now. Hit full screen and I can go full screen just like a DAP. This doesn't actually have a SIM card in it, so this is just a music player. Doesn't do anything else. It's on airplane mode, so there's no interference. It's a large thing, but I like that, and I like to be able to use the larger screen. Sonically, I think that this is much more clear, and I'm using UAPP and playing it. It's a FLAC, so you can, by using this one and tapping there, you can see right here that's a FLAC file. It's the same file right here. It's a 44.1, so it's the same as a CD, so it's not some hyped up steroidal thing. And I did this video, and I'm not going to release it unless some people start going hype train too much. This is clearly sonically superior to this, and this is going to be $600. This was $800 for the SIM-free Developers Edition Note 4, and then the iDSD Nano was, I don't know, $450 or something like that. So this unit actually costs $1,200, $1,300. So it's double that. This sounds fantastic, but it's heavy. They're very close to the same weight, despite this being a lot larger. To be honest with you, this is heavier. I'm sure that this is awesome, and I'm sure in the future it's going to be, they're going to implement it better. The way that it sounds right now, that the DAC that they're using just doesn't sound as good as the Burr Brown that is inside here. Personal taste, but everybody who gets this thing is going to be comparing it to their favorite DAP. And this is mine. This is a custom-made rig. This is after many generations of going through stuff. This is just absolutely gorgeous. And it's like a handle, because I got it velcroed, so I hold it like this. It's really not a problem, especially except for summertime. That would be a problem because it's size, but otherwise it's not. Fits in a pocket jacket or a hoodie or anything else like that. This is much more portable, but it scares the crap out of me because it feels like if I drop it, it's going to smash into pieces, this glass. The IDSD combined with a Note 4 for its huge screen is a greatly superior option, in my opinion. I'm more satisfied because I wanted to review this, because I wanted to see if this is, I'm sorry about the fingerprints, that drives me crazy when people do that. I really wanted to see, because this is Android based, and I can use different players with it, if this is what I was going to do. And then I came away realizing I'm not. I'm going to stick with what I got, because it's just, it's gorgeous. It's crystal clear. It's dynamic. This is lacking in some things, just straight out, flat out, using the stock FiiO player without doing any EQ or anything, playing a FLAC file, 44.1 kilohertz. This sounds dull. Not dull, I'm sorry, that's flaming. It sounds very flat and neutral. This sounds kind of dynamic, in a DSP kind of way, even though there isn't one, same as the Mojo. So, you know, I think they did a great job, and I appreciate that they let me, you know, play with the device. I took real good care of it. Not, like I said, I'm sending this with my FiiO E18's USB cord, because this one came with the wrong cord. I'm lucky I got some cord, because otherwise I would have been stuck. I'm happy where I'm at. I take photos of this thing, and I'm quite proud of it, and I'm more proud than I ever was. If you get this, enjoy it. It's all about potential, and this has got a lot of potential. I had to take this video. I had to A and B, you know, the same song. It was in my head, and now I feel happy. And if someone likes this better, then good for them. This is all about being happy. And what is that? You decide what that is.